Hey everyone, this is Drovin, and in this session I am going to talk about how we can scan and process receipts with PowerApp's receipt processing AI model. So now let's get started. During this session we are going to cover these points. First we will get an overview of receipt processing AI builder model. After that we will take an example of real life scenario for receipt processing. Then we will talk about key consideration that we need to consider for receipt processing, and we will talk about the best practices. And at last, we will develop a Power Apps which scans the receipts and store the data to the SharePoint list. So stay connected throughout the session to learn all about receipt processing AI model. The first question arises in our mind that what is receipt processing? Receipt processing is a pre-built model available in the AI Builder. Receipt processing uses the OCR technique to detect the printed and handwritten text from the receipt, and at the end it will store the extracted entities to the desired dataset. So this was the theoretical scenario. Now let me walk through with the practical scenario. Consider these are the two different receipts for different purchased item over here. So what receipt processing AI builder model will do is it will scan this document, and based on that it will detect the fields automatically like this. As you can see that whenever we upload any receipt over here, it will automatically detect all the fields, right? Once the fields has been detected over here, we can pre-populate anywhere where we wish. So during this entire session I have taken an example of SharePoint list and Power Apps. So what we are going to do is, let me explain you with the demo part. So at the end we will build this type of Power Apps application. So here let's scan the receipts. So whenever we scan the receipt, it will detect all the fields automatically over here, and based on that, this form is pre-populated automatically. Now once the form is pre-populated, we can check the information that it is detected properly or not. So you can see that all the fields has been detected perfectly over here, and here two items has been purchased. So two items has been showing into this particular SharePoint form. Now whenever if we want to add any additional information over here, so we can add that, and whenever we save that, it will store the information to the SharePoint list, right? So this is something that we are going to build at the end of the session. So stay tuned for this development process. Now before we started, we need to consider a few points in your mind. So the first point is, at this moment JPG, PNG or PDF formats are supported while scanning the receipts. File size should be less than 20 MB. Image dimension must be in between 50 cross 50 pixel and 10,000 cross 10,000 pixel. PDF dimension must be at most 17 cross 17 inches, which is equivalent of the legal or A3 paper size or a smaller. For PDF documents, only first 200 pages are processed. So these are some key considerations we need to keep in our mind. One more question arises in your mind, that what is the difference between receipt and form processing, right? So receipt is something like, let's say you are going for any vegetable shop or any consumer malls. At that time, at the end of the purchase, they are providing this type of receipt to us, so it is called a receipt. And form processing, form is somewhat different. Receipt will be looking like this smaller type of receipt. Whenever you are going to a petrol pump or a mall or any other consumer shops, they are providing just a small size of receipt to you. It is called a receipt, and form is somewhat different, right? So this is the basic idea about form and receipt, right? And this is the pre-built model for the receipt processing. So generalized receipt is supported over there. Now let me move to the next slide for the best practices. So basically we can scan one receipt at a time. So don't use any complex images in the receipt. Use common sales step receipt. So yes, of course, like I mentioned, like this is a full page invoice. You don't need to scan full page invoice over here. You just need to scan a receipt over here. Then use the flattened receipt, right? The receipt should be a flat. It should not be crumpled like this, right? So make sure about this thing. And this is the next thing while we are going to perform with the demo part. So this many of properties can be detected from the receipt builder, right? So I'm going to explain during this part during the demo session. Before we get started, please consider these notes. The entire demo for this receipt builder is available exclusively on my GitHub account. The link is available in the description box. You can download everything from here. You have the sample receipts as well as Power Apps and its solution as well. So you can get through everything over there, right? Another thing is you can learn more about Power Apps and AI related things exclusively from my YouTube channel. So I have provided the link in the description box, and you just simply search Dhruvin Shah on YouTube and you will be getting my channel. And here you have lots of series related Power Platform and AI. So here I have entity extraction, form processing, prediction, text classification. Different series are available there. Also there are lots of videos available for Power BI, Power Automate, Power BI, Embedded, everything. So you can visit my channel and go through and increase your knowledge in the AI. So now let's get started with the development process. So there are two ways to create Receipt Processor AI Builder app over here. First of all, go to your AI Builder section and click on the build option. Here we have the different pre-built AI builder model available. Now from here we need to click on receipt processing model. The instruction has been provided. Read and save information from the receipt. Just click on that. It will open a pop-up like this. Now here all the information has been provided in a very easy manner. You don't require any coding skill to use this AI builder model. Here the try it out option is available. Here you can upload any sample images and check what is the detected information from there, right? So once you upload that, it will show you the preview for your image as well. So you can just check like this. You can check like whether your receipt is being detected properly or not, and it is also showing the confidence score as well over here, right? So it has been detected like this. Now we want to build Power Apps, and the base practices we have discussed in PPT, it is showing the same here. Now we can use either in the flow or in the Power App, but I am going to use it in the Power Apps. So just click on use it in the Power Apps. So it will automatically create one font layout for the Power Apps like this. So you can see here one Power Apps with receipt processor control has been created automatically over here with the font layout, right? So this is the first way to create receipt processor Power Apps. Now the second way is the traditional way. You can go to the apps. You can click on new app, Canvas app. From here as well you can create the same thing. I'm going to use this particular method. I'm going to create a blank app with tablet layout. Once you open your tablet layout, it will look like this. Just click on insert menu. From AI builder you have different options available over here. From here just click on receipt processor model over here. So it will add one of the receipt processor like this on your page, right? Now let me do one thing here. Now let's just arrange our receipt builder. Now let me show you the SharePoint structures now. So we have two different lists created over here, employee receipts and purchased items. So this is the master list, employee receipts. So basically what it will do is it will store all the basic information of the receipt, like who is the merchant, merchant name, merchant address, their phone number, transaction date, transaction time, total value, then tax, tip, subtotal, employee name. All this information is stored over here. Now we have a second child list as a purchased item. So for every receipt there is a possibility that they have purchased multiple items over here. So we are storing this information into second list, that is purchased items. So whenever the item is created, these three items will be automatically created with this purchased item, where we are storing the name of the product, quantity, total price and receipt ID. So that ID will be coming from this particular list, right? So these are the list structure. Now what we need to do here is just establish the connection over here. So just go to the data source and let's just create the SharePoint connection over here. So I'm just using SharePoint connection. Just provide the site URL. Account portal is the site, and these are the two lists for which I need to build a connection. So let's establish the connection. Now once you establish the connection, you just need to add a form over here. For that, just click on insert. From forms, click on edit form, and this will add one edit form over here like this. Now from data source, just provide the master list, that is employee receipts, and that will add the SharePoint form over here to us. So this is the form which has been added. I don't need this field, attachment field, so I'm just removing this one. Now let's just make the form properly with the two column form. So I just made this form as a two column form over here, and it is looking like this. The title column is something which is related to merchant name, so let's just rename that. So I already created one app over here with the form, so let me show you. So this is something which I created. So you can see here we have added this SharePoint form over here like this. Right now, once we add that, we need to do one more thing. We need to add one data table control over here. For that, just click on this data table and add that control over here like this. Now we need to provide the data source. Now in order to provide the data source, we need to write the formula. Here we are showing the items which has been scanned from the receipt processor, right? So now what we need to do here is we need to initialize our form on change of this receipt processor, right? For that, we just need to go here. We just need to click on change event over here. Let me show you the code. So first of all, what we are doing here is we are resetting the form, then we are initializing our form, then we took a collection, purchase collection, and in that we are storing our purchased items. So receipt processor 1, that is the name of this control, dot purchased item we are taking here, and we are just initializing one variable grid show true. So once it is processed, we are showing the grid over here, right? So this is one formula that we need to add here, and once we add that, what we need to do here is we just need to provide our data source as purchased item collection. So from here we just need to add the fields. For that, let's just run our app and let's check. First of all, let's scan the receipt. So here we are scanning our receipt. So we are getting the collection value from here on change event of this particular scan receipt, and once we have that available, we would be having collection columns available. So this is the purchased collection. Now we just need to click here, edit fields, and here we have columns name, quantity, and total price. So let's just add that. So we are having a data table like this, and you can see that this properties has been detected over here. Now how can we show the pre-populated values over here? So you just need to take a name of this control, that is receipt processor 1, right? So once you hover on once you click on any of the field and unlock that field and open the default event, we can add that thing over there, receipt processor 1 dot, we need to show the merchant name. So let's select merchant name. So what it will show is mobile auto details LLC, that has been detected over here, right? Same way we can configure the other properties. Like how many properties are supported, let me show you. So in order to do that, currently it is supporting this many of properties. Merchant name, so for that what you need to write here, receipt processor control dot merchant name dot merchant address dot merchant phone dot transaction date dot transaction time dot purchased items. Purchased item will provide the list of collection. So the collection that we have prepared just now to display the item, it was that control name dot purchased item. So it will show all of these four columns to us, and that we are showing into the data table control. then subtotal, tax, tip, total and detected text. These properties we are finding over here. So we can do the same thing for all of the properties. So let me show you that thing in detail to you. So let's go here and click on every card. So let's see if we check the default event for merchant address. So you can see that receipt processor dot merchant address. Now for merchant phone, we can see receipt processor 1 dot merchant phone, transaction date. What is the default value? Receipt processor 1 dot transaction date, then transaction time. So inside that there is a trick. First of all, we need to select this card. So what we need to show here, transaction date will be showing here. So that what is the value for that data card? That is data card value 4. So we just need to provide data card value 4 over here. And for time, we need to just configure the default property of the entire card, that is transaction time data card, and we just need to click on the default event, and in default event we just need to provide transaction time. Then for subtotal it is the same as default, like for text as well it is same. Total we just need to use this property. Tip we need to use this property, and for employee name it is the manual fill-in information, right? Additional field we need to submit there. Now once you do that, we just need to use the save function. Just add one save button over there, and on select just write an action submit form 1. So it will submit this form, but with this form we need to also submit the detected items into another list, and in that we need to also bind the last submitted ID of this particular form, right? So how can we achieve that? So this is the functionality of bulk insert. So for that what we need to do here is, once this form is submitted successfully, on success event we need to write one formula. So let me show you that thing. So this is our form, and just open the on success event of the form. So on success we are writing this formula. So this is the on success event. First of all, we know that we have stored the purchased item into this collection. So we are just applying for loop over here, and inside that we just use patch function, which will store the information in purchased item list, and inside that we are configuring different properties: title, price, total price, quantity and receipt ID. Receipt ID would be the last submitted form ID, the form 1 dot last submitted dot ID, right? So this is something that we need pass, and this is the grade variable that we are doing here. So don't worry, I am providing this code in my GitHub account. You can download this Power Apps directly over there. So just download everything from my GitHub account. The links are available in the description box, so don't worry about the code. And at last what we need to do here is, we just need to add one reset button over here. So let me show you that reset button. So this is the reset button, and on which we also need to add some of the code like this. Like we are just clearing our collection, we are resetting the form, resetting the receipt processor control, and update context one of the variable, right? So these are the few code things that we need to do. Now let's just run and see the output. So now I'm scanning one of the receipt like this. So whenever we scan the receipt, what will happen here is, every of the field will detected automatically over here, and this will be captured as a purchased items, right? So you can see that two items are there, its price is showing, and every other information is showing over here. Now let me just clear out list items, so we will understand better that how the data is being stored over here. So I removed everything from both of my list, we don't have anything here. Now employee name, let me add employee name as Thruvin. Now let me just save this thing over here. So what will happen, let's check the receipt. So I am refreshing the employee receipt first. So once we refresh that, we can see that one entry has been added here, and same way two items has been added over here like this. And you can see that receipt ID 6 has been added, because the item ID for this particular employee receipt is 6. Now let's reset and let me scan some another copy. So I just scanning the second copy. So you can see that all the information has been detected successfully over here. Now merchant phone number is not available in the receipt, but if I'm knowing the number, I can add manually over here. Let me just store my employee name as Amish, and let me just store the record. So once we do that, let's check the SharePoint list over here. So this is the employee receipt, and here you can see that uh, one more entry has been added, and you can see that list item ID is 7 for Amish. And let's check, it should have 3 items over here. So let me just refresh my data, and you can see that 3 records for that Amish has been added over here, right? So this is something that we can easily achieve with the help of Receipt Processor AI Builder. Hope this is clear for you now. If you have any question related to this Receipt Processor AI model, you can add your questions in the comment section. You can follow me on all my social media platforms. The details are available on your screen. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. Stay connected with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and WhatsApp. If you wish to receive the daily notification from my channel, just click on this link. It will be redirecting you to this form. Fill the form and you will be receiving daily notification on your WhatsApp number. Stay connected with me on WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, blog and LinkedIn. Have a great day. Goodbye.